Alright, what's up guys? So today it's not really early, it's like 9 o'clock and we have a lot of work to do at the shop today because we didn't get much done last week. This week we gotta get like the intake and everything done, so. Oh yeah, good old diesel. So, I'm supposed to go meet up with Kody and go to IHOP, but again, he didn't wake up, so now I have to drive over there and drive through his freaking building because he didn't wake up. So I'm gonna go wake him up, then we're gonna go have IHOP, and then we're gonna go shop. Shop. So,
God, I really wish I had the ability to just wake up.
fucking God.
I literally woke up and my alarm is just sitting there blaring.
Alright, so we made it to the shop. What did we do on the way here? Oh, I picked up some parts. I picked up an elbow for the GT40 intake because the Mustangs have an elbow on the intake like this.
Like a human elbow?
Yeah, like a weenus. And the GT40 ones don't, so that's an issue for the for like wiring and all that stuff. And then we picked up a 70mm throttle body as well. Both Edelbrock, so I'm pretty excited about that. Got some Edelbrock parts on my car. It's pretty cool. And we showed up and look what snuck in to the shop today.
A piece of shit!
Wow, rude. I'm just kidding, it didn't sneak in today. Jacob dropped it off here a couple days ago because he's gonna do the clutch on it. He fixed the Mega Square ECU on this, and I said that it was a firing issue. It sounded like his spark plugs or firing order was off, and turns out he wired the ignition thing backwards, so it was firing in the wrong order. So that's fixed. But Kody's gonna continue doing his clutch. I don't know what stage he's at right now.
Nothing's been done.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, so if you see right here, the Mustang intake has this elbow, and it's built into the intake. This one does not, so that's why we need that elbow. Need to get past here. So it'll allow for the elbow. I need to make a plate to block off the EGR because I'm not running an EGR because race car. And then it comes with a bracket and everything. I just need to find a gasket to actually, well, I need to buy a gasket from Lord Go so I can hook this up to the intake. And then same plugs, same everything for the Mustang engine harness. And then we can just throw the cold air intake on and she'll be good to go there. And then I also need to do the gasket on that before I throw the tranny in. But before I do any of that stuff, I'm going to clean up the shop a little bit because it's getting a mess and it's really annoying me when I'm walking around. So I'm going to quickly clean some of this up, and then that way we can get everything organized so it's easier to work on. Okay, now that this area is a little bit more cleaned up, it like puts me more at ease. It's easier to walk around a little bit more. So now we can get to work on some stuff. So
I'm actually making progress.
yeah, and Kody's actually doing stuff to his car, which is great.
Which is surprising considering it's me.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is, if you look, the GT40 intake has a lot of extra vacuum lines. This one only has like 2. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off and we're gonna reuse this and plug it in right here. So we're gonna have to cut this, and I'm gonna have to get some hose clamps and tie this one down. And then we're gonna have to probably cut this line so that we can put it onto here. And then we can just reuse this. And then that means all we have to do is we don't even need vacuum lines. We just need caps. And then we'll just cap off the rest of these vacuum lines. And then if we ever need anything revolving vacuum, then we can just use these lines. But yeah, we'll just cap these off, and then we'll just use these. Gotta cap this one off too. But that's awesome. So I don't really need to buy vacuum lines, just a cap. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna move this onto this, and then we should be ready to rock on that part. Okay, so I took the vacuum line off. These vacuum lines, focus, are really crusty, and you can see that it's nicked there.
Frosty.
And then on this one, Focus. You can see it actually has a gash in it. So I'm just gonna get new vacuum lines and I'm gonna focus. And I'm gonna replace these. And then, yeah, so that way we have brand new vacuum lines, so we shouldn't have any vacuum leaks. And then I can put it on here. But right now, I'm gonna cut this. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it about halfway. So that way we have enough line to slide all the way in, and then the top one can go in, and we'll be good to go. So I made this EGR delete plate out of a 240 hood, and just siliconed it, and it worked on that amazingly, and it fits perfectly onto this. So I just need to go buy some silicone this up, throw it on here, and then while I'm doing that, I need to get bolts for this. And this is done, I put the spring on and everything, so we're good to go there. So yeah, I just need those couple things for that. I don't think I need anything else off of this because I think that other intake has it. So basically when we go to Lordco, I just need to get the vacuum lines and the blocks for that, and then grab some nuts and bolts and silicone, and then that part will be done, and then we can actually throw the intake on wherever it is over there. I cut this so we can actually slide the line on, and I'll put a hose clamp on it, and then I accidentally cut this, but we're not gonna use that anyways. We're gonna block that off, so that's okay. And yeah, then once that's on, we'll put the Edelbrock stuff on, and then we can put the Edelbrock fuel rails that I have and injectors, and it will be great. Okay, so while we wait to go do a Lordco run, I'm gonna put my oil filter adapter on so that I can run an oil cooler. This thing is, cross my fingers I'm not jinxing myself, is the easiest thing to install. All you do is you make sure that the O-ring side is on the block. You thread this in where the oil filter goes, and it sandwiches this on, and then you just put the oil filter there. So, I mean, it's pretty simple, so I'm gonna go and throw it in, and hopefully I don't mess that up in any sort of way. Okay, so you can see the sandwich plate right there. One of the easiest mods that I've done. When I put oil in it and I'll run it, I'll see if it leaks. If it leaks, then we'll tighten it down a little bit more, but it seems good right there, so I'm gonna leave it. And I like the angle that it's at. I can get some fittings on there and run it to my oil cooler, which will sit up here. Kody has pulled out the exhaust on his Porsche.
I can't believe it. I'm doing shit.
Yeah, and when we looked at his exhaust, somebody had cut and welded a piece right here. So that's interesting. But I think Kody should take his cat out. I think it would sound a lot nicer. Kody's kind of on the fence.
I'm not saying no.
But like, I think you guys should like drop some comments or something and try and convince him. Be like, yeah, take out your exhaust. Because I think it would sound good. It's a European car. It should sound like a nice rip around European car. But anyways, we're gonna go. Yeah, that's what the
European car. It should sound like a nice rip.
Yeah, you know, European cars have that nice kind of like they like to rev nicely, is what I'm trying to say. Not like American cars, but American cars just sound aggressive, and I think they sound the best. Anyways, so we're gonna go to Lordco right now. We're gonna pick up those parts. I need to grab my list.
I need a pee.
Which is on Shop Towel. And then, yeah, we're gonna go probably get snacks and all that stuff. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're back from Lordco. I got a thermostat gasket, some RTV, because they didn't have a gasket for the shifter for the transmission. So the guy said that just use silicone. That's what everybody does. So I was like, sure, I'll try it. We got some line for these vacuum lines. Oh my God, you know what we forgot?
The bolts and the washers.
Yes, and the caps for the other vacuum lines. Anyways, we got zap straps because Kody needs them. Oh, that seriously bugs me. I also went and got snacks. We got Doritos. The lime one's the best. If you had these, lime is the best. And we got the snack that smiles back.
Mexican cola is pretty good as well.
What'd you say?
The Mexican cola. Like the Chips and burritos. It's literally called Mexican cola. Why? Why are you zooming in on my face?
I'm not. I'm zooming in on you teabagging the freaking heater.
Nice and warm, baby.
But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that homemade plate onto the EGR, block that off. I will do the gasket on the transmission, and then I will make these and these vacuum lines and put them on the intake, which is there. But right now I'm gonna chill for a second, and I'm gonna have my jarrito and the snack that smiles back.
Goldfish.
Okay, well, you weren't supposed to laugh, you're just supposed to say goldfish. Freaking Kody, always messing stuff up. Okay, so I hooked up my vacuum lines. Focus, there we go. I put some hose clamps on here just because these aren't like the lengths that they're supposed to be, but I kept this one a little bit longer and this one a little bit longer, even though it looks short, just to make sure that everything plugs in properly. And then I still need to get the caps for that. I will probably do that tomorrow, because I don't really feel like going to Loco. I RTV'd my little gasket. As you can see, it's on my finger and it's still wet. I went and I threw the thermostat housing on to this. I put the gasket on, put the bolts, hooked up the coolant lines, took this from the old intake, popped it on. So now she's pretty much ready to go. So we got Kody's transaxle out of his car. This thing is way heavier than that thing. Like this thing I'm able to bench press on my own.
This has got the diff in it as well, so it's basically that plus your diff's not there anymore. But
in the car, yeah.
No, there was a diff.
It's over there, but
you know
yeah. But yeah, that's what a Porsche 944 transaxle looks like.
Usually a lot cleaner than that.
Yeah.
Well, last one was. Jesus.
Okay, so me and Kody went and did another Lordco run because I forgot vacuum plugs and all that stuff. But this is what it looks like. They only had 4 and none of them fit, so I just like got some hose clamps and just hose clamped all these on. This one I didn't have one, and same with this one, so I just put a frickin' some hose, put a screw in it, closed it up, so all the vacuum lines that are needed to be blocked off are blocked off. All the ones that are being used are being used. So now, oh, and then I went and got hardware so I could actually use this. And if you look, this one has a stud and a bolt, but this one doesn't. It's because when I went to go tighten the nut, he pulled all the threads out. So I'm pretty sure the guy that sold me this knew that. But all I did was put a bolt through, put a nut on the back, does the same job. So now we got the Edelbrock elbow and the 70mm throttle body. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and put the fuel rails on, and then we will put the upper intake and see how it all looks.
Hey buddy, what's up, sure?
Hey Kody, what hit you in the face about like 2 minutes ago?
A piece of my clutch.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, Kody's actually getting a lot of work done on this thing, which is great. Which means he can get out of here sooner and I can get one of my other Mustangs in here.
Look, enjoy this lovely car in here while you can. And then soon it will be replaced with a piece of shit.
Ooh. So yeah, I'm gonna get that done.
The brake line, and I don't have to bleed the system.
Yeah, I don't have to bleed this system either, because I have a cable clutch. Alright, look at these. Edelbrock. Oh, I gotta open the bag. Give me a... there we go. Woo! Those are nice. Look at that.
I can't. I don't need the car.
Edelbrock fuel rails.
Are you
Oh
filming right
yeah. Yes, I am. Yeah, so this is... I gotta figure out which side goes on which side, but these are the new fuel rails. They'll flow a lot more fuel. So hopefully with the GT40 heads and intake and stuff, we can use the fuel to add more power. Alright, so I just finished putting the Edelbrock fuel rails on, and oh my god, they look so good. Jacob just showed up. He's trying to dial in the tune for his Miata. Look at these Edelbrock rails. Look how good they look in the car. With the new injectors. So I think factory for these things is 19 pounds per hour. I went and I got some, I believe it's 24 pounds per hour. So that way, with all the extra air from the GT40 heads and the GT40 intake, we'll be able to balance it out without forcing or straining the injectors on the factory ones. And plus they just look so good. Also, if we do any more other power mods, at least we won't be restricted by the injectors. So at least the injectors will be able to hold up for a little bit. But yeah, I'm so pumped. They look so good.
Pizza time.
Did you say pizza time? He said pizza time. Maybe it's pizza time. Okay, we just came back from eating some za.
No.
Yep.
No.
Za.
No.
That's what it's called.
That's not staying in.
Jacob's wiring up his MAF sensor.
Quick, sing copyrighted music so
Sorry, not MAF sensor. He's wiring up his air fuel AFR gauge. That's the one.
Wideband. Holy shit.
AFR gauge. It's the same thing. Yeah, he's gonna wire that up so he can properly tune his car. Kody is taking apart his car still, and I'm just gonna do some small stuff in the engine bay because I can't do the. I have it on here just for looks, but I can't properly mount this up because I don't have a gasket for this. I gotta go get it from a different Lord Go tomorrow. So I'm just gonna run my wiring for the injectors, run my mechanical water temp gauge, and run my like oil pressure gauge, and just start running the wire so I can hook it up properly. And then I'm gonna take the fuel lines off and start looking at how I'm gonna run my fuel lines. So basically this part is all done for right now. Jacob is finishing up the tune on his car. It's running really well right now, and we might go drive around to see how it does through like the range of RPMs, how she drives, because he doesn't want to be driving and then it leans out in the middle of like certain speed or RPM. So
Drives well,
that would
yeah,
suck.
perfectly.
But
No, it wasn't even
yeah,
running.
Cody's getting me to do all the difficult work on his car, and it's triggering me. I told him, I'm like, hey, the top bell housing bolt we can get from the top of the engine. No, we can't. I tried. No, we can't. 3 seconds, got the wrench on there and freaking broke that. Freaking, But yeah, all cars are getting worked on. All cars are getting stuff done. This is how we do body work in my garage.
I spent so much time on that.
Yes, but it hit the wall twice, so now it needs to come off. Okay, but for real though, the reason why I broke this fender is because that had hit a wall a couple times and it looked terrible. And I wouldn't have fixed it if it was just the way it was. I would have been like, oh no, I'll do it later. But this way, when it's actually broken and looks like this, then it'll force me to be like, okay, I should actually fix it. So that's what I did in order to make myself fix stuff. Okay, so Jacob finished, believes he finished the tune on his Miata. So we're gonna go do some street tuning and see if it blows up. What's up, guys? We're back. So,
Jesus, redo the intro.
no.
That was disgusting.
I don't give a damn.
What's going on, guys? RoamT.tv here.
Anyways, today we rolled up in the hatchbacks. I had to drive the Mini today. And I'm actually going to do an oil change on the Mini because the Mini hasn't had an oil change since the first engine blew. So don't want that to happen again. Jacob brought his tools to start doing the clutch on his car. So we're going to have 3 drive lines out of 3 cars. And I want to see if the 5-liter tranny is the smallest tranny out of the 3. And Jacob's already having issues.
Where's the pipe?
I don't know, probably under Kody's car. And Jacob's kind of in a bad mood today because on the way here he got chopped by the Mini. See what I mean? See what I mean? I'm just kidding. Not really though, he lost. But yeah, I just went and got Tim Hortons, so I'm gonna eat my Timmy's and then go get some oil and a filter for the Mini, and then I'm gonna do that. I ordered the throttle body gasket for the GT intake, but it doesn't come for a couple hours, so I gotta do stuff. I gotta do the oil change, and then I'm gonna see if I have enough jack stands to jack up the Driftstang and throw the driveline back in.
Sponsored by Tim Hortons?
I wish. Do I wish? They've kind of been crappy lately.
Nobody wants to watch this content, just so you know.
Tim Hortons, please sponsor us. So I went and got oil from Lord Go for this thing, and this is my favorite part of the Mini right here. It's like, oh, let's go pop the hood. Headlights go up with it. That's awesome. Oh my god. Okay, so I started on my oil change and I didn't get to finish because I was helping Jacob out with his clutch, and then we got carried away because every single nut and bolt on the exhaust snapped. So I just spent like at least an hour and a half fighting one bolt, and it finally snapped. We replaced the studs and all that, but like, it's done. I had to get Jacob to finish up the oil change on the Mini. So now I'm gonna go to Lorco because my throttle body gasket is here, and then we can put that all together and then finally put the intake onto the Mustang. So I'll see you guys when I get back from Lorco. All right, the upper intake is kind of on. I didn't realize how big it is compared to the factory one, which is over there. So there's a couple issues. These bolts that hold the other one are too short, so we have to get longer ones. And again, this elbow, you can't really see it, but right here, I think there's too much material and it's stopping this plug from going in. So we have to do that, or we might have to buy like a 70mm throttle body spacer, which is probably what I'm supposed to do. The only issue is we're gonna start running into issues over here. So I'm probably gonna try to make this one work without the spacer. And then the vacuum line to the brake booster is too short, as you can see. So it almost makes it. So we're gonna have to get a longer one for that. I haven't checked the throttle cable, but it looks like it'll be fine. So that's good. But yeah, I mean, it's in there. We have to touch it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's in there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There was a lot of bouncing around between cars, and it took me a lot longer to get this job done than I wanted to, but it's done. It's in there. We still have the modifier, but that's something that we can do on another day. So guys, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps out when you do. Hit the like button, hit the bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.